Most Americans have probably never even heard of this place. But it secretly controls the price you pay for gas, the cost of your groceries, and really the stability of the entire global economy. So tonight, we're going to pull back the curtain on a tiny strip of water that is holding the whole world hostage. This is the story of the one waterway that could actually bring the global economy to its knees. Okay, to really get the immense power of this place, you first have to understand what it is. This is the world's most important and, you could argue, most dangerous secret choke point. It's called the Strait of Hormuz. It's the skinny channel of water that connects the oil-rich Persian Gulf to, well, the rest of us. And get this, at its narrowest point, it's only 21 miles wide. Just to give you some perspective, that's about the same distance as going from Manhattan to Newark. It is a tiny, tiny gap for the entire world's economy to have to squeeze through. And yet somehow, through that little gap, nearly 20%, that's 1/5 of the entire world's daily oil supply flows every single day. It's like a river of black gold, absolutely essential to our modern lives, and it's all being funneled through this one narrow channel. It fuels our cars, our supply chains, pretty much everything. And just look at who is completely dependent on it. We're talking about the titans of oil production: Saudi Arabia, Iraq, Kuwait, the UAE, and yes, Iran. For these countries, this isn't just one of a few options. It's the only major way they have to get their oil out to the global market. And the stakes here, they couldn't be any higher. It's not a question of things just slowing down a bit. See, the whole global financial system is basically built on one big assumption, that this strait will always be open. If that assumption breaks, the system doesn't just get nervous, it panics. Now, I know this might feel like some distant, complicated geopolitical issue, but it's not. The shock waves from this tiny strait can travel 7,000 miles, and trust me, they hit you directly. So let's trace exactly how it controls your wallet. So here's the crucial chain reaction, right? A single incident happens in the strait, and it threatens the oil supply. Instantly, traders panic, and the price of oil just skyrockets. Within days, that price hike hits you right at the pump. Then airlines raise their ticket prices. Shipping gets more expensive, which means everything you buy gets more expensive. The stock market tumbles, and it all leads to that one thing nobody wants to see again: inflation on the rise. It really is that simple, and it's that fast. Something that happens over there on a Tuesday is directly reflected in the price you are paying at the gas station on a Friday. And look, this threat is not new. For decades, this little waterway has basically been a stage for some really high-stakes tension. The crisis we're seeing today, it's really just the latest chapter in a long, long story of conflict. I mean, this has been building for decades. Back in the 80s, we had the tanker war, where the US Navy was literally acting as bodyguards for oil ships. Then, fast forward to 2019, and you have these mysterious explosions rocking multiple tankers. And in just the last few years, we've seen this dangerous uptick in close calls, way too close, between US and Iranian forces. The pattern is pretty clear. This is a crisis that just keeps coming back. So why? Why does this keep happening? Well, it really all comes down to a fundamental clash of strategies between the two main players in this whole drama: Iran and the United States. So, at the very heart of this tension, you've got these two opposing worldviews that are on a geopolitical collision course. For Iran, the strait is its ultimate leverage. They know they can't beat the US in a straight-up fight, but they can hold the world economy hostage. Their threat is simple and, frankly, chilling. If we can't sell our oil, then nobody will. For the United States, the mission is the complete opposite: keep things stable, ensure the free flow of commerce for everybody. So you've got this unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, with the world's economy trapped right in the middle. Which brings us to the ultimate question. With all this tension, with these completely opposing goals, what actually happens if the worst-case scenario becomes reality? What if it closes? Now, most experts will tell you that a permanent, complete closure would be really difficult to pull off. But here's the thing. That's not the point. Disruption is the real weapon here, and that can be done pretty easily with naval mines, or just the threat of anti-ship missiles, or swarms of attack drones, or even just by harassing tankers until the shipping and insurance companies decide the risk is just too high. And that disruption, it kicks off a predictable and frankly devastating domino effect. Step 1, the disruption begins. Step 2, immediate panic on the oil markets. We're talking within hours. Step 3, those skyrocketing costs get passed directly to American businesses and, of course, to us, the consumers. And Step 4, that massive shock to the energy system pushes the entire global economy right to the brink of a recession. And this is the part you really have to understand. It's not about winning a naval battle. It's about creating chaos. It's about sowing just enough fear and uncertainty to send the financial markets into a complete and total tailspin. In this new kind of conflict, panic itself is the weapon. You know, the entire globalized world we live in, the packages that show up on our doorstep, the food in our grocery stores, the fuel in our cars, it's all balanced on this one assumption, that this one narrow channel stays open. For now, it is. But the situation shows us just how fragile that piece really is. And it leaves us with one final, pretty sobering question. What happens on the day it's not?